we have a lot of songs from this next band that had a tremendous impact and, sort of played as the soundtrack to 103.3 The Edge. That's Green Day. Starting all the way back with Dookie. Which actually started a little under the Fox before it switched to the Edge.
What was that, 94?
Yeah, and kept going. But the staying power of this band, the ability for these guys to keep coming back again and again. A lot of bands have their peak, and then they disappear, and Green Day just kept coming.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
And it was switch-offs, right? It was punk. It was a song like that where you're like, wow, there's some emotional depth to this band. There's this. And it's like you almost took them for granted at some point. Green Day comes along, they come out with a brand new album, you're like, that's a good song. And then it just becomes part of the repertoire. Billie Joe from Green Day standing by in just a few moments. We're going to talk to him about the brand new album that's coming out. This is from 2004. Yeah, they just kept cranking out quality,
and they still are.
Yeah, no doubt, right? So, like they're still viable. They don't sound dead. They don't sound tired. So we're going to talk to Billie Joe about the new album, but about the staying power as well, and about the 25 years, including spending time in Buffalo. This is from the brand new album. It's called Oh Yeah. Billie Joe, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Let's start off with Father of All. This album kicks off screaming. Let me just play a little highlight. So what was the plan on this album? I mean, did you have a sound going into it, and did you get what you were looking for?
Well, we wanted to kind of go into, I hope so. we wanted to go into it with just kind of like the spirit of rock and roll and the history of rock and roll in mind, because these are just influences that we've had since we were little kids, really. So, I mean, like. And, I think growing up in the MTV generation and stuff, we were exposed to things, anything from anything from AC/DC to Prince, And so yeah, and just trying to sort of have that and go like that in mind. And you never know how it's going to turn out. It's like, you can have we're going to make the greatest record of all time. And then you're like, oh, all right, well, where's the first chorus come in? So it's, it gets, just trying to figure out, but I think we're all really proud of it. So we're stoked.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's get to the next one. This is Fire, Ready, Aim. I'm going to play a little Fire, Ready, Aim. Now, the question is, though, I doubt it was written for the NHL, but NHL...
Come on, I hear Gary Bettman all over that.
I mean, NHL fans, did it just happen that way?
No, I just kind of came out that way. I mean, it's funny because when we first started making the record, I was kind of messing with a lot of kind of garage rock and stuff like that. It's like the Sonics and so I don't know. That was like the last song we wrote for the record, and the NHL loved it. Especially if they stick a hammer in your mouth. I mean, it doesn't get any more. It doesn't get any more hockey than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, it also sounds loose. Like, and oftentimes, I don't know what it is, but sometimes the last song you write on the album, and there's always these stories from these bands, they're like, yeah, we had like 30 seconds, we had to write something. It was the greatest song on the album. Does it feel loose when you do the last one?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of look at it as like whatever the shape that the record is taking, and then, because we had some songs that were even kind of like messing with a little bit of old disco and stuff like that didn't make the record. But then it was like when this record was like the energy was like obviously there. So I think that like lent itself to that song,
What was it like, your experience working with the NHL and getting involved? I know you performed there All-Star Weekend and stuff like that, but what was the overall NHL experience like for you?
They were great. They just wanted to get involved with Green Day. So, and then they really loved like all the new songs that we were doing, and that was cool.
Are you hockey fans?
I mean, I like the movie Slapshot.
Okay,
That's
we
good,
do too.
yeah.
It's a great movie.
Check that box. Write that down. Billie Joe from Green Day.
That's one of the
Ring
best
Show.
sports movies. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. That's a good answer. And who doesn't want to party with Gary Bettman? I mean, that makes all the sense. All right, let's play one more. This is Oh Yeah from Father of All. How did that happen? It works. It sounds good. How did you get Joan Jett in there?
I always thought someone should do a sample of "Do You Want to Touch." Like I said, like that was like when seeing Joan Jett on when we were kids on MTV was like was big for us because it's like it really kind of gave us it kind of framed our childhood to get into rock. So. I always thought someone should sample that song, and nobody did. So I was like, well, I've never tried anything like that before to sample something, and then I did, and I kind of wrote my own song around it, and it just, it's one of those things. It was like, peanut butter and jelly went really well.
Yeah, it does.
I saw you perform it on Corden, and did you lose a tooth, or did you have a tooth blacked out in that performance?
No, I blacked out my tooth. I was like, one of my favorite TV moments I've ever seen with the band was I saw the Replacements on Saturday Night Live years ago, and then they switched clothes for the second song.
Uh-huh.
So it was just like we were, Mike drew, he drew a mustache on his face, and
right, yeah.
We just like to kind of have those things where fans go, "What happened to his tooth, man?"
Yeah.
I thought it was the NHL thing.
Oh, yeah.
Influence.
He's looking like he plays old-time hockey, coach.
Knock the tooth out. So, and you also did...
Old-time hockey, man.
Yeah. You also did the unicorn on the album, Puking a Rainbow. How nice.
Yeah. Well, we were joking around going, what if we called this record American Idiot Part 2? And I said, well, why don't we call it, what if it's that and it's just, we call it Part 2, but Father of All Motherfuckers. And then, so I just grabbed one of my piece of vinyl, and I from Idiot, and I wrote Father of All Motherfuckers on it. And they were like, well, you won't be able to put motherfuckers on it. And so I said, well, just slap a unicorn on it and make everybody happy, And so
unicorns make everyone happy.
I drew so I drew a unicorn and just put the sticker on there, and now everybody's happy.
That's amazing.
Right.
All right, last question for you. So we've been on the air for 25 years as a radio station, and you guys have been on since the very beginning. When you look back on that, is there a favorite song still that you don't get tired of playing?
Oh gosh, from old Green Day songs. I mean, I love playing all of those tunes, man. I love playing Basket Case. It's been sort of this, like an anthem that has kind of gone on for, it's all around the world. You can play it at places like Argentina, and they know all the lyrics, and everybody sings along, and it's great.
Well, speaking of anthems, there's one song, though, that I bet when you put it out, you never had any idea. Like, I saw it in my daughter's field hockey banquet. They're showing videos of the year for their graduating class, and it's Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. I mean, that song has taken on a whole new life all of its own and is everywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely like a graduation, It's like, welcome to your life, kid.
Right.
Now, you take this song and shove it, So it's been, we play that. I play that, at the end of our set pretty much every night. And it's just, I don't know, it's just like a beautiful moment where, like people walk out of the show with a smile on their face,
That's great.
Awesome.
Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day. Best of luck on the tour. Thanks for coming on the show.
All right. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Billie Joe, a part of the Edge 25. Again, brought to you by the Ride for Roswell, celebrating its 25 years here on Saturday, June 27th. Register today.
Yeah, no doubt. And the brand new album, Father of All Mother Effers.
I like Slapshot.
That's funny. That's funny. There's another song. Like, this song shouldn't work. This is a nice sample. How it works.